I never met somebody who's in the depths of their struggle with addiction that wanted to be there, that wanted that to continue. If they knew how to stop it, if they knew how to move beyond it, if they knew how to survive without this substance or behavior, then they would do it. Well, when we're in a very stressed place, our ability to rationalize that and prevent ourselves from doing these actions, that goes away, that becomes inhibited. And tonight, I think one of the biggest things that we can do just in general in our society is have more conversations about addiction. There's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of misunderstanding. The work I've been doing for the last 2 years is really just focusing on helping people that have struggled with addiction in their past and helping them navigate the way to their highest potential so they can really experience, that real full happiness, that fulfillment, that joy that we all desire. But so many people in recovery don't think it's possible for them. Well, I know that the opposite is true. So it's my efforts now to help people find that.
Great.
So there are metrics that we can track, like alcohol sales, and that gives us one indicator, but there's so many other things that people are now consuming a lot more. And it's not necessarily that they're consuming it that is a problem or that is troublesome. It's the fact that the benefit that it provides, whether that's alcohol, whether that's junk food, whether that's Netflix binging, whether that's getting on and watching, adult videos or something, but all of these things have something in common, that it provides a means of escape. It helps us discharge or numb some emotional pain. So anxiety, I think, is one of the most common emotions that comes up in people, especially people that are early in a recovery journey. So moving beyond that active stage of addiction in your life. And that's predominantly who I work with. They're people that are in addiction recovery, to help them navigate some of the challenges and obstacles that come up for that life in recovery, so that they can successfully exceed previous limitations of shame, of guilt, of self-doubt. Because you're like, from all the metrics that I thought you're supposed to grade your life, I'm doing pretty well. Why do I feel like something's missing? And I think that is a barrier that prevents a lot of people from seeking help, because they're like,
Right.
I can see how my life is better than all these people around me. I can see how I have more and I have all these blessings, and I don't want somebody to think that I'm not grateful for these wonderful things that I have in my life. So I'm just going to shut up and I'm just going to keep it to myself. I'm going to bottle it up, and I found this behavior or this substance that helps me deal with that discomfort. So I'll just kind of lean into that more. There's a lot of shame and stigma that prevent people from even asking the questions. So there's so many people that suffer in silence, either inactive addiction, in a life where there's a substance or behavior that's really running the show or creating too much of a negative consequence in their life. Even people that wouldn't be recognized as in active addiction, there's still a lot of wasted potential, wasted joy, and suffering that's created because we allow these external substances or behaviors to kind of take hold of our life in a negative way. Because of the stigma, because of the limited number of conversations that we have, sometimes we get led into this understanding or this belief that it's something that touches those people or affects those people. But the reality is, you look at the numbers, the statistics of the amount of people just in America alone that are struggling with some form of addiction. So about 25 to 30 million people in active addiction, about 25 to 30 million people living in recovery, and an estimated 60 million people that are not at that phase of addiction yet, but there's some substance or behavior that is taking control of their life in a negative way or preventing them from experiencing greater joy. And
I love that Garret doesn't segment it out, but identifies it as behaviors, and it could include food, or it could include adult movies or social media and all those types of things. Anything that we start to have a behavior going towards that might be taking away from quality of life.
And one of the things that I really love about Garret is that I see his passion in everything that he does. And that's the main reason that I wanted him to come on here and be the speaker and main attraction today, because I see the heart that he puts in to helping people and helping the world. And I do feel that we need more people like you, Garret. And so thank you for what you do.
One thing I've learned is that every individual that struggled with addiction, whether it's substance or behavior, they've traveled a different life path to get to that place, a different set of circumstances, experiences, events, things that have happened in their life to get them to that place. If you've tried one thing and it didn't work out, then don't lose hope. Realize that you just got to find your right combination to fit your specific needs. And if somebody else is trying to push something on you, it doesn't feel right, well, that's not the only tool or resource out there. There's a lot of other great tools and resources and pathways to a best recovery.